Right, welcome back, everybody, for the final instalment of the prediction shows for this week. We've got Derek Chisora, The Last Dance, even though it's not The Last Dance. But it is his last UK dance. We'll give him credit for that.
Penultimate dance.
Yeah. Penultimate Last Dance, yeah. He's facing the tough Southpaw Swede Otto Wallin at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. Look, got potential to be a good fight. It's got potential to be a bad fight. We don't really know what's going to happen, but Derek Chisora is always game and he will bring it. As we've just discussed off camera, the IBF have now made this an eliminator. So the winner, as Liam rightly pointed out, is going to be in the number 2 position. So going to be there or thereabouts. So it's now 12 rounder. It was touted as a 10 rounder when it was first announced. As usual, boys, going to come to both of you individually for your thoughts on what's going to happen. And then we'll make our predictions towards the end. So floor is yours, boys.
I mean, I had my rant on governing bodies and chucking in the 3% last night with the WBA regular belt, and this is just another example. I mean, you've got your final eliminator happening in 10 weeks' time between Martin Bakole and Ajagba. That is your next challenger for the winner of Parker Dubois. There's no disputing that. That's what's happening there. But they had to have some money on this fight with the IBF. They have to have a number 2 in position. Nothing can stay vacant or left alone. This couldn't have just been a 10-rounder like it was meant to be. I mean, Chisora's last fight with any real note for a belt was when Tyson Fury done him a favour and sort of carried him around for 10 and a half rounds at Spurs a couple of years ago. If Otto Wallin wins it, then great, because Otto Wallin going in against either Bakole, Ajagba, Parker or Dubois, there's appeal there. If Chisora wins on Saturday night and in some scenario that IBF belt becomes vacant and we get Martin Bakole against Derek Chisora for the vacant belt towards the end,
big bloodbath.
It also just makes an absolute mockery of it. I mean, Lovedale boys.
Chisora will win that. I'm telling you now, if Chisora gets a world title shot, it'll be just like him to win it now.
Yeah, he'd chin Bakole in around.
And if,
you know what I mean?
if he needed any little more incentive for this fight this week, the IBF slapping a number 2 mandatory when he's, who's the only two British fighters that Chisora hasn't fought at heavyweight. One of them's AJ, the other one's Daniel Dubois. He's the world champion. Yeah. So there's your incentive to get yourself right in the window if Bakole or Ajagba get injured and can't fight the mandatory straight away. You're there at number 2 to do it. Look, it could be fantastic for Derek and we could end up with one of the craziest swan songs ever. But it just sums up a governing body not being able to leave their 3% alone even more. And I'm as annoyed by this as I am with the regular WBA belt for the Garcia fight. It's a load of rubbish. It doesn't need it. The fight is enough with the narrative without this crap on it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not evening, Pat. No more people are buying tickets or watching it because of the IBS involvement.
No. It makes no difference. In fact, it makes it worse for me. Doesn't it?
For me, it does. It makes a mockery of the fight. Neither of them are in the top 5 or should be in the top 5 of any governing body. But look, Del Boy's, I say rarely in shit fights. He is in shit fights, but you're always at the edge of your seat because at any one moment he can either be knocked out or knock somebody out. He's always dangerous right up to the last minute. He always looks like he shot his bolt after about 2.5 minutes of the first round. He looks knackered for the remainder of the fight. But, wears his heart on his sleeve, will lay it all on the line, will kill or be killed. Love Derek Chisora. He's done loads for British boxing. I think he's underappreciated by the masses. People within boxing love him, like we love him and we think he's awesome. And what I like about Derek, he's never ever conformed to get in with promoters. He's never done or said the right thing. If anything, he's gone the opposite way and been a maverick and a flipping lunatic, flipping tables when there's absolutely no reason to. Threatening to pull out of fights unless Eddie Hearn gives him more money because he's carrying the card. Demanding Rolexes at press conferences. The guy is off key, right? But you know what? Behind all that, I know people that know him. He's an absolutely fantastic human being. Lovely man. He's a girl dad like me. He does the school runs. He's got a farm. He's a quiet and a fairly reserved guy behind all the boxing. But anyway, going back to the fight.
JFT coming in the comments.
Cheers, Luca. Thank you, man.
Hi, Håkan. Hope you are, my friend.
Evening, Håkan. Yes, brother. I just think it's the wrong style matchup for Derek at this point in his career. If Wallin doesn't get drawn in to Derek's type of fight, which is hard to do, right, and can maintain distance, then he wins this fight fairly comfortably for me, because he's a lot bigger and taller and more athletic and younger. But because it's Derek Chisora, if you can't keep him from sitting on your chest, you're going to be in trouble. And that's where Derek can grind out rounds.
Well, he has a second, third, fourth wind. Like, you think he's done, like you're saying, but he's still there. He's still there.
And this is the thing. Like, I made the joke last night. Derek will probably look like he's done knackered by the time he's finished his ring walk, but it doesn't matter, because he looked like that from round 2 against Joyce. He dropped him in round 7 and still won the fight. He just seems to look really out of breath and really out of shape for an entire fight, but he can last. The fact that this is now 36 minutes, I mean, won't make any difference to the way Chisora approaches it. He's going to sit on Wallin's chest and try and just pot shot all night. We're not going to be seeing beautiful slick combinations from Del. We know that, but he's going to win.
2 to the body, 1 to the head. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. That's exactly what he does.
He's an underrated servant to boxing. I think British fight fans will appreciate him more when he's gone, because he's the last of sort of a cult that gets a big crowd around, that, you know, generates good publicity, good and bad publicity, depending on it. But Otto Wallin, like we said last night, he's ranked, I've just checked, Wallin's number 11 with the IBF before this fight. So he's going to make a huge jump if he wins it. Chisora's unsurprisingly not in the top 15. But Wallin is also still in his prime. He's only 31. By heavyweight standards, he can still be coming into it, can't he? I mean, as we said last night, that Fury fight, anywhere but Vegas, he wins that. Against Anthony Joshua, he ran into the best version of AJ for about 4 years that night in Saudi. That's where he was at there. He's only lost to 2 premium heavyweights. So it's a tough ask for Del Boy. There's an incentive for both, because Wallin's way into a title picture, for me, is for a governing body hand wrapping a ranking number for him rather than someone giving him a fight, because no one's going to give Otto Wallin a voluntary fight unless you're Derek Chisora and you're absolutely mad as a bunch of frogs. But no champion's going to give him an opportunity off the bat. So this is his little gift to get himself into a position to get a world title fight, and you can't begrudge him it. And look, I still think he'll have too much for him. I just think this may be that little extra incentive for Del Boy to end his career in the craziest way.
Yeah, Luke have been changed to a 12-rounder. IBF have stuck a final, or not final eliminator, but it's some form of eliminator on it. So the winner gets a number 2 ranking, as Liam said earlier. So the winner, if the title became vacant, would face the winner of a Jaguar versus Piccoli for the vacant belt. So make of that what you will, but I think it favours Otto Wallin that it's going 12 rather than 10. Ryan's in the house again. Hope you well, Ryan. He's got Wallin winning by stoppage or decision. Trying to find the angle to bet. No, it's been changed to 12, I believe, Ryan. It is. Yeah, he's corrected himself there. Håkan said Wallin's 34. Del must be 40 now, is he? Or 39?
Del's 41.
41. Okay, there you go. Yes, a 7 years age difference. Right, boys, let's get some predictions in from you. I'll kick this off. When it was 10 rounds, I thought it'd be about 7-3 to Otto Wallin. I think there's a hint of a late stoppage. Now it's going 12. I honestly think Chisora's gas tank might be an issue. I'm not saying Otto Wallin sets a pace. It's more of the pace that Del sets for himself, if you know what I mean. And I can't unsee that. I'm going to stick with my prediction because I said before that Wallin wins via a decision. So I'll stick with that, but I do honestly think there's a hint of a late stoppage in there for Otto Wallin. Yeah, it would be Luke 100%.
Imagine that in Africa as well.
Oh, I get that. Yeah, unbelievable.
Look, I've said from when this fight was made, I love Del, but I favour Wallin. It's the wrong time of his career. You've added another 6 minutes onto it, so I can see, because of the reason Sam's just said, Wallin possibly getting a late stoppage of Del Boy on his feet, absolutely exhausted with nothing left. But I've always said Wallin will win it on points, probably an 8-4, 9-3 type of fight if we got 12 rounds of this. But
I think if it goes 12, he's in trouble, isn't he? He is in trouble.
He could be in trouble anyway. That's the reality. We've seen it time and time again.
Enjoy, Håkan. Have a great weekend, my friend.
I'm going Del Boy Chisora rounds 3 to 6.
War Chisora.
I'm lying. I think Wallin will just punch not punch his head off, but
punch. And I just think he'll stay away. A bit similar to what Fury did in the second one. Sort of beat him up at range. And I think we'll either get a heavy beat down or similar to Liam, sort of an 8-4. Something like that, 9-3.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a wide points win for Wallin.
I think points would be the sensible play. Yeah, Pat is right. He hasn't got a massive pop on him, Wallin, for a heavyweight, it's fair to say. But he will cause, especially being southpaw, he'll cause Chisora problems. And Dell's not blessed with the greatest of defense, in fairness to him. He's a warrior, and he'll go out on his shield regardless.
I think he started the Dave Allen... John Murray, that forehead defense. Is it the forehead chin defense?
Yeah, I think I'd be like that if I fought, to be fair.
The old Joe Joyce defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay, you've just covered it in what you said, and this is a very true way to fight. If Wallin boxes Derek Chisora, he wins it quite comfortably. Yeah. If he gets into a
Dell's got to make it dirty, hasn't he? He's got to get down.
Yeah, Dell's got to do what he done against Joe Joyce. He's got to make it up close and not give Joe any space. The difference is Wallin is a bit more light on his feet and a bit more elusive than Joe Joyce, and that's where I think Chisora is going to struggle.
And he'll be expecting that. How can you not? We all know what Derek's going to do. It ain't
a secret. Yeah.
But we'll know within a minute or two whether Wallin's actually got what it takes.
If he switches off, I think Wallin can switch off sometimes.
Listen. If he switches off, he'll go to sleep. Derek, the one thing Derek's got is that right hand, and he's got a chin as well. But if he cracks him with that right hand, there's not many can take that full on. You know, Derek can bang. It reminds me of you guys probably don't remember him, but like sort of Gary Mason was you'd have to Google him, but he was Bruno Lewis era. Just a couple of levels below the top tier, but had a fucking devastating overhand right. And Derek's got that. It's just you can see it coming from last Friday.
You can telegraph it, and it's slow. But look, I'm interested in it. I think it's going to be a good fight, and we know Derek's going to make it interesting.
Yeah,
Luca, I do see where you're coming from. He doesn't punch hard, but I think Del. I don't know.
Dell's stopped on exhaustion. Yeah. Dell's 41. He's been knocked out a few times now. His punch resistance is not what it was.
I think he could be stopped late, if anything. But
I think it'll be, like I said, Fury. Sorry to cut you, but it'll be more accumulative than one punch. I think if he gets stopped, it'll be a build-up of damage, and he'll just falter and fade.
Or being pulled out or something because he's 10-0 down.
Yeah,
one of them. Yeah, but we all think Otto Wallin will win it. I'm sure there's and I'm being clear about it. We all want Derek Chisora to win, but we always come on and give our actual thoughts rather than who we actually want to win. We'll be cheering on Derek on Saturday night when we're watching for sure. But it is Luca. It's always been his, but that's what makes him so fun and exciting as well. So you got to give him credit.
We say that, right? But Derek always goes the distance unless he gets stopped.
He
always goes the distance, and he always, like you said, second, third, fourth wind. He can he can manipulate his way through fatigue, which is great because actually getting closer to people gives him the rest that he needs by sitting on the chest because a lot of them can't get shots off. Yeah, so he's actually safe there. Right, he's better off close than being at range, which defeats what you think, really. But no,
it works.
8 years, that's crazy. Since
that was in the Super Series, wasn't it? That was in the quarterfinals.
Bless Eric Skoglund. Wish him all the very best as well, because obviously that was a bad injury he took in that Callum Smith fight, wasn't it? So I hope I've seen tweets from him and stuff lately where he seems to be doing well. So. Hope he's doing well. But yeah, boys, we'll be back. Obviously, we'll try and get some watch-alongs done this weekend. Thanks to Luca, Hawk, and Pat, Ryan, who've joined us in the chat. And we'll have plenty on. Lots to come up. Huge month of boxing to come up. Obviously, leading into February 22nd. Cheers to Jay and Liam as always for coming on. And we'll be back in the next day or two for. Chisora Wallin, and we'll potentially look at GBM Friday. We'll see where we're at. But have a good Wednesday night, everybody. We'll see you next time.